Here we go. Good morning, everyone. I lied. I nearly managed my croissant. Let's put Latte in the corner. Punished, that's what he is. I'm kidding, Latte, you're not punished. He's currently watching the birds, and yesterday a magpie was actually on our windowsill, and Latte was on the keyboard, and he was like, first he completely froze, like he couldn't believe it, like what is it? And then we saw some top-notch hunter action. But obviously when he jumped at the window, he hit the glass, the bird flew away, but I'm sure that was the highlight of his day. Maybe that's a little loud. I mean, we love the Morrowind music, but if it's louder than me, that's just not gonna work. There we go. Had a piece of croissant on my lip, I think. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tapet and Klaus. Good morning. Welcome on in. Lovely to see you over there on YouTube. Croissant, we cheat. We buy frozen croissant. And you know what? Obviously, they're not like lovely fresh croissant you would get in a French bakery, and I'm French, so I'm allowed to say that not every croissant from a French bakery is really good, but generally, you know, they're pretty good. But those from the supermarket, frozen, and they're not very big, they're just this big, which is fine. Like you go like, yeah, I had 2 croissants for my breakfast, which really is probably the same size as one large croissant in a bakery. So there we go. Croissant with butter and jam. Now you know what? Hey Damjib, lovely to see you there. Welcome on in. I like my croissant plain. In fact, it's me being a posh, pedantic French person. I don't like the idea of putting stuff in or on the croissant. The jam, I can go along with the jam. The butter, like if you have a proper croissant, it's already filled with butter. It's like so buttery, which is what makes it so good. But obviously, to each their own. I am not shocked at people like. I'm not keen on croissant with ham and cheese. Like if you want that, have croque monsieur, which is. But anyway. We're not here to talk pseudo cuisine and the best ways to eat things, because I have zero authority in the matter. I don't think that being French gives me the authority on croissant and telling you how they ought to be eaten. So you know what? We sell croissant with durian, mango, ham, egg. I don't know what is durian. Mango, okay, I'm there. Ham, I'm there. Egg, I'm there. But durian, I have no idea. Is it savory or sweet? A friend of mine worked on a game called Crosscode, and the whole world is shaped like a croissant. Can you play without going like, I need to eat. I'm hungry. Gotta eat. The cheese fruit, I think. Oh, so it's a type cheese fruit. Let's ask Google. I don't want Duran. I don't want Duran. I just specifically, I don't want Duran. Duran. Cheese fruit. Oh, that's the durian. In French we call it durian. It's the incredibly stinky one, right? That's what it is, which, yeah, I didn't, okay, Like, I've never tried it. I'm a little curious. If I had the opportunity, I think I would give it a try. Oh no, hang on. I mean, this is in French. Le durian, un fruit exotique, cool, malodorant, can't deal with it, et dangereux. It says it's exotic, stinky, and dangerous. Maybe I'm not gonna put that in my croissant then. Gotta go to work, but I'll check in from the office. The Morrowind modding stream is just... You know, I mean, I don't know how much modding we're gonna do. That's the thing. If I'm on my own for 4 hours and I mod, I'll get something out. But if I'm here and I'm talking, it's not gonna be as fast. It's obviously more enjoyable. Duran Duran is the best song. I thought it's the name of the band, right? And then they might have a song called Duran Duran. I have no idea. Like, I know the name, but I haven't listened to it enough to... Would I recognize? I'm not gonna play it because, you know, I would get a, what you call it, copyright strike thing. But I kind of doubt I would actually recognize the song. I've heard described it as smelling like rotting flesh marinated in raw sewage. Wow, you really paint a picture there. Yep. Okay, I think I would take just a tiny bit. There are things, like especially with cheese, there are some cheese, especially in France, that smell, I mean, they smell like feet. And I don't mean, you know, fresh, cute, clean, pedicured feet. No, they smell like haven't been washed in a week and run a marathon every day feet sort of thing. And yet when you taste it, you go like, this is good. Like, it doesn't taste the way it smells. So maybe that's the case with that. I don't know. All right, so the plan for today, looking at the mods and updating them. Like, I know a lot of things are, my goodness, so many comments. I haven't looked at them. I'm like, no, don't tell me. Don't tell me, I don't want to see. It's not 41 bug reports, okay? But I know there's a lot of things, and I get to the point where I can't really enjoy playing Morrowind because I have too many mods that I know are not the way I want them to be. I have this mental block in my head. Like, if I don't have the perceived perfect mod list at the moment, then I don't enjoy my game. Like, if no, it's sad. Which is why I spend probably more time either creating mods or installing, tweaking, fixing mods than I play the game. It's sad. No, it's normal. It's completely normal. Now, how would they eat their croissant in Vardenfell? Would they have croissant in Vardenfell? That feels like croissant is I feel is almost wasteful. You know, that it takes so long to prepare. There's so much butter in there. And when you eat a croissant, I think the amount of ingredient and time that goes into making croissant is just not worth how much it fills your stomach. So, I don't know, maybe in Cyrodiil. Maybe Cyrodiil, I could see that as a delicacy, something that the wealthiest would afford. But Vardenfell, like even the councillors, I don't really see them. They would have a 1,000-year-old Quama egg. Now, I could see that as a delicacy for Vardenfell. I think it's I want to say in Tamriel rebuilt. That I've seen in my game a 100-year-old egg or 1,000-year-old egg. I forgot. I think it's Tamriel rebuilt, but now 800 mods and getting old, I'm losing track of everything. That's just the way it is. Danjib, you totally get that, but if I don't bite the bullet, I never get around to actually playing, right? And that's exactly why today I was like, okay, I'm not gonna play thinking, oh, but I need to change that, oh, but I can't quite do this. We're gonna do it, we're gonna mod. I'm so frustrated with my Morrowind at the moment. There was some issue with ban beneath. And those other towers that look similar. I think there's the one by Random Pal, and then Calendar updated quite recently. Yes. Quite recently updated a mod that would go with it. New update for beautiful cities of Morrowind. Okay, a slightly security adjuster. That's new. That's good. I promise you, I updated my mod list 3 days ago, and now I'm already seeing things like, no, I haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. This is updated again. And so when I update my mods, that looks interesting. I go, oh, you're updated. All right, open that. Oh, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. Okay, gotta update that. Gotta update that. And then I have like 100 tabs, and it takes forever just to, you know, then this I know. I just download and replace my file, and then I go, I have to do that too. I can see now. See, 44 mods that I have to go through. Anyway, it takes forever to update my mod list. So between that, the playing, and then working on my own mods. MGE, yes, I saw that yesterday. MGE got an update. And there was something in particular that I was super hyped about. What did I see? Oh, yes, that. MGE settings can now be controlled in-game through NWSE. Beautiful. Beautiful. So totally looking forward to, I have to update all my Morrowind installs. So there's that. It's just too many things. I was about to do something for my thesis. Now I'm listening and I'm back to modding. No, I'm sorry I did that to you. Now I feel guilty, especially as a teacher, when I actually take people away from their studies. I feel like, what sort of a teacher are you? The worst kind. I think the issue might be that I updated but was still in the area where the fixes were supposed to have happened. That would do the thing, because... And also there is a really good... It's a long video. It's a long video by Abbott. But oh, it's not a good way. We'll find it through here. Where are you, Abbott? It's normally somewhere at the top because he streams quite... There we go. There's a video by Abbott. Is it about update mods? Not Pillars of Eternity. That's playing modding, where he explains tutorial adding collision door and destock. No, fixing, optimizing, checking this too. Like I haven't watched them, but I'm pretty sure that if I do, I will learn some things. I would totally recommend everybody. This should be compulsory before you're allowed to download any mod. You should have to go through this. They're quite long, and it's not a tutorial. So that I might be merging mods. No. Merge objects. Again, this is something I was thinking myself of doing something much shorter. Like I said, Abbott is a never-ending fountain of knowledge when it comes to modding and understanding the mods and the various tools that we have. His modding streams are very much like stream of consciousness, if that makes sense. So he'll go in this and this and that. So the information is there, but it's not meant as a tutorial. So I really want to do something about that, because the number of times, especially, and I get it, with mods like Wares and Friends and Foes, that heavily, there 90% of the mod is level lists, basically. for creatures and items. Heavily rely on merge objects and merge level list, and people don't always seem to know the difference because it's, you know, it's not extremely logical. You need to learn about those things. So I was thinking I should do something, but what I want, let's try and fix a mod. Like, all of these are really interesting. There we go. There we go. I like the title. Small tutorial about fixing and cleaning mods while you play them. 200. I'm not sure that's the one I wanted though. But that's the idea, that you're going to modify a mod in the middle of a gameplay. So that might be it. I'm pretty sure there was something specific about updating mods, but maybe I'm confused. But like, check this out. Treasures upon treasures of this is super interesting, of information when modding. Abbot's game is a bit insane though, like a 20-year built-up modding fever dream. The thing is, considering the amount of mods that he's got going and the size of the mods, because, you know, like, I'm around 800 mods, which I understand is probably quite a lot for Morrowind. If I wanted to be really, really impressive, I could go to 1000 very easily, because I'm gonna have a mod for the barnacles, I'm gonna have a mod for that texture, I'm gonna have a mod, like when you add little texture replacers, the count can go up pretty quickly and it looks impressive, but honestly in the game it doesn't do much. However, when you add mods like quest mod or landmass mods or gameplay mods, these are mods. It's one mod, but the number of conflicts you can have, the number of issues you can have is incredibly higher than 10 mods replacing 10 different textures. And Abbott has most, I'm not going to say all, but he has most of the landmass mods, and he's moved them about so that they all fit on his map without conflict. And he has a surgeon's precision and patience when installing his mods. So, you know, when he adds a mod, he's going to make sure that it's working properly, that there is zero conflict, zero bug in the mod, then zero conflict. And so for the mod list that he has, he might have fewer mods than me, but in terms of content and size and what it does, more than me even. And his game hardly ever crashes, occasionally, and when it does, it's usually because of memory that he needs to reload, which is not even, you know, doesn't really count as a crash. Mystic Calminstrel, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. I started listening to your podcast for the 20 years, by the way. They are so interesting and they make me want to try mods I didn't want to try before. Good. Mission accomplished. I'm glad. Honestly, talking to, I think the grand total is 20 different people. There are 20 episodes for the 20 years. So is it really 20? It would be kind of cool if that's what it was. Playlist. Yes. But there are 20 videos in the 20 years of Morrowind mod list, but one of them was a stream where we looked at the book together, and the other one was just Mickey D reading his story. That was hilarious. I loved it. So only 18 guests. It would have been kind of cool to go to 20, just to say 20 years, 20 personalities, but you know what, that really should be like this. Thank you. But I've had exactly the same thing. Lately it was talking with Daggerfall team, and I was like, okay, I need to give more Oblivion another go. And so I did, and I don't know when I'm gonna play it. It's my problem, guys. My problems. I don't have time. I don't have time. Does he use MO2 or is he going in the row? Abbott uses Rye Mash. He uses Rye Mash, but even more so than Rye Mash, he uses the construction set, as in he is going to inspect mod A and mod B make sure that they do what they're supposed to do, and then compare them, see if they're working together. And then he's going to look at mod C, check that mod C is working, and then check that it works with A and B, and you know, it grows exponentially. But he uses Rymash, and then he makes tons of, if you look at his mod list, his website, again, go to his website, so much information, like his modding for Smarties, really interesting. He wrote it a while ago. I think he does update from time to time, but anyway, that's still really good information, really good information. Mods I am playing, that's what I wanted to show you. So you see, he's got all kinds of mods. Landmass. See, he's merged a number of mods together. So Wesley's Exotic Import, Wesley's Fine Clothiers of Tamriel. What is AD? Added Dessel's girl stats changes. Okay. So he does like many little patches, merges and patches. So he really keeps that up to date, because this is... Oh, that's the other one. Isn't that the other one you were talking about, Manafei? With the other tower that was recently updated by Calendar? I think that's the one. So he has tons of mods, but then he makes as many patches as required to make all the mods work together. Which is very impressive. Alchemy Filter Dev. And also he makes modifications of some mods as well. I think I'm not sure that's still the case, but the Sophisticated Save Game mod by Null Cascade, for the longest time he was running with his own version. There's been an update since then, so maybe it's been changed. Can you link the website? Definitely. And from there you can see the mods he's currently playing, which is interesting. The modding history, Morrowind modding history index is priceless. I have it bookmarked, I think, twice. This is how you search mods in the modding Morrowind. Morrowind modding history website. The search function on history has been down since the beginning of times. This is how you search them. I am not showing you anything, guys. Oh my god. Dummy. Thank you for telling me, Prof. Guys, when there's something that's off, when I seem to be talking about something and you can't work out what the heck I'm talking, please tell me. I do have, like, I could see what you see on screen, but I never look at that. I never look at what you see or me. I look at that I'm showing you and the chat, and that's it. Bummer. So all the things I was showing you, I was looking at Abbott's Morrowind mod list. Morrowind? That might be really classic teacher moment. A little bit, yeah. And then I was looking that I have 20 videos in the 20 years of Morrowind, and this is Abbott's website that I have linked. Loyal companion, hello, welcome on in. No, I always, well, always, theoretically, I always show what I talk about. See? He's already made, like, go to Abbott's website. There's all of his mods, including some things that he hasn't put on the Nexus, either because he doesn't think it's that important of a mod, or because maybe he's still working on it. I do need to update the mod. I remember that. I promise you we'll get there. Oh, look at that kitten. Don't you want to go and kiss him? It's so hard to resist. Like, every time I look at him, I want to go pet him, kiss him, quiz. but that would be incredibly selfish, so I'll be smart. All right, just check out Abbot's website. Check out Abbot's modding videos. They're super long, but the information is there. Right? Updating videos. Updating videos. All right, I think the best way is to look at my own videos, and we'll go from the recent one. Versifier is not a mod, but frankly, if you use Wares, you don't need to download it, it's just a website. You use Wares, and what you want to do is no, not book art, sorry. What you want to do is you grab the mods that you have, like you can grab all of them and you just drop them there. Versify. That's really, really tiny. You get the log telling you, well, with Abbot Silstrider, there's been 2 item changes, meaning that there's 2 containers and the container maybe had a common shirt, and instead the Versifier put the Wares common shirt level list, and it tells you the items, the traders, the containers and things. So you can go, you know what, I don't think here we should do anything. Actually, the item change, sorry, that's the Npc Inventory. So with this, and then you download it. If you use this version that has been versified, it means that the Caravaneers from TR, actually for River Striders, they have a different, the Theonaut something. Anyway, they will have Wares level list instead of clothing. So what it does is just that. I don't have an example with a trader, but then you just download it. If you're not sure, go ahead, scan it for viruses. But this is our domain, so it should be fine. So that's something that I've done, and I've used it for the longest time. Like, I take all of my mod and I go and do it. And that's how every NPCs, even from other mods that are not my own mods, they still they still have random clothing. So this I don't have anything to do. And also I should be very clear, I am not the one who created the website and created the code. Audel did everything. All right, Bitter Coast House boat. Original was my inspiration, very nice. Request, I have done the request. I don't have any bug reports, and honestly I don't remember any sort of comments on this one. I've already made it compatible with all the mods that I would want it to be compatible with. So unless you had a request or an issue with this mod, I think this one I don't need to do anything. And I really like it. I can't take credit for the interior. Really what I've done, I can show you the original mod, which I've linked there. The original mod is extremely cluttered, and I don't know why, but on my setup it's in Seidanin as well, conflict. On my setup, it was so cluttered that I was running at 11 FPS in there. I don't know why, if it was, there were many light sources, but anyway, what I've done for the interior, I have somewhat decluttered it. Like, look at that, 4 lanterns in such a small space. So I removed some light sources, I removed some of the clutter. This, for example, I removed, I think it's meant to be a trader. I decluttered quite a bit, and then I added containers, like scripted containers. So it's still the same thing, but not as cluttered, and you're not gonna get as much loot. In the original, on those shelves, you would have 4 chests, each of them with 500 septims. I removed them so there is place for display, and usually I left things, you know, for decorations. I left things that in the game wouldn't be very practical to reach So I've left those here because that's clutter and they make the whole space look like people actually live there. But I have cleared out those shelves because these are quite easy to clutter yourself in game. So I've tried to leave enough that it still has that cozy feeling without doing too much. And I've moved it completely. So this is Aleph, and I forgot the name of that Daedric ruin. We're in the Bitter Coast. It's still fairly easy to find, and I was also super careful because I love the swamp trees, you know, with those massive trees. And if you have that, the roots are going to go around all of the elements here. I love me a good houseboat. My first modded home was the houseboat of an Altmer I killed in Vivek expansion. Still one of my favorite homes in a rather janky mod. Fair, that is fair. I've always wanted to do a houseboat. I did not furnish any of that. All I've done is clean it up, add functionality, make it compatible with other mods. It will be compatible with Ashfall, realistic repairs, cloud storage, but really I haven't created anything. My attempt at making a houseboat turned into this, where it's a cave. And like, I wanted to do, so I really like that little cabin area of the boat. And that's what I wanted. And then when I looked at the actual model for the boat, it's really hard to furnish because you don't have any straight walls. You have the straight ground, there's that, but you don't have the straight wall. It's really hard to furnish in a practical and pretty way. So I ended up making the cavern where I kept the cabin, but I added a cave around it. So you don't see a lot of the wood, you don't see. I put that Korana bed, I've always liked it, and her tapestries. And here again, the same thing. You recognize the cabin, and I put the cave around. No. That's not what I did. Wait. This is my third mod ever. Okay, so I was learning things, and I had learned to switch textures on a model. So it is the model of a cabin, but I replaced the wood texture here by the cave texture. So it gives the impression, I think the illusion is pretty good, that this is a cave, and then you've added wooden bits. Hey, no.
What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you.
No cascade.
Always very enthusiastic. I'm glad I could communicate my love for Morrowind without voice. How you doing now? Anyway, so that was my first thing, and really originally I wanted to make a houseboat, and in the first version actually the little prefix that I used I think was HB because it was going to be a houseboat. And it's much later that it became that cave, and then much later that I added the little quest around it, and then even later that I made this the starting quest for Pegasus Estate, which I still haven't published. I did publish the beta version back in the days on the Bethesda forums, so I shared it. But anyway, so houseboat, like you, I've always wanted a houseboat, but when I tried to do it, like I could furnish that little cabin and I couldn't go further than that. So we got something completely different. Tell me about Nunong. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. I'm supposed to do... I'm a terrible host. I'm supposed to do this when there's a follow. And because there's been 2 follows... 3 follows. Okay, there we go. That's many minutes of slots. To play slots, you type !! slots. That's it. Exactly like that. Right. So all that to say that I am not updating my Bitter Coast houseboat. It's fine. There's something I was thinking about. I was considering one of the features of this little houseboat, do we see it here? No, we do not. I have taken, I was gonna say borrowed, but oh, hang on, let me make it rain for you. All right, now you have the septims. You have the septims. Go for it. Anyway, back to the thing. I've added a little rowboat that originally comes from. It's not working. It's rigged. Sorry, you have to be there for a little while to get those precious septims. Where would the Mud Crab Island? I borrowed there it is, the rowboat from Phaedrus's mod. I feel this is a mod that really truly deserves a lot more attention. I mean, sure, it is an older mod, but it is really well done. It's a house on the Mud Crab Island. It has very cool features. That longboat there, you can put cargo in it and you can send it to different parts of Vardenfell. So if you want to play a trader or something like that, you can, like, you put your things there and you send them to Sadrith Mora, and then you go and sell them, you know, if you want. Okay, thank you. So the rowboat is scripted in a way that I haven't seen anywhere. Sorry, the longboat. There's also a rowboat that when I modified the scripts and the IDs, that I added to my own mod. Inside we have the clock, but this is from Barabbas and it's scripted, but that's from Barabbas. You have the keg stands, they're scripted, though admittedly with Ashfall we get the same thing, so that's not the most unique thing. There aren't too many pictures, like, he's not even doing his own mod justice. The windows, when you're inside, you get, like, you can see outside. You can open your windows and you can see outside. It's an illusion. The way it's done in the construction set, you have the room, you have the window, and there's a gigantic half sphere with the texture of the landscape. And the illusion is pretty good. Like, when you open, you see outside, so it's not animated because it's like a giant picture on a globe. But there are scripts, so the lighting, you have day and night. It's really pretty cool. Like, I encourage you to take a look at it. I think it's very cool. I like it. I really do like it. There's a basement with a trash can where you can destroy items. Anyway, so that's the mod where I took the rowboat. Where were we? I promise you we are going to update mods today. I feel it. So this I'm not. The Astrologer and the Night Sky, I am fairly certain there are no bug reports. Impossible. No, it's not with OpenMW. It's not with OpenMW. Thank you. Yeah, we're good with this one. Panoplies. Okay, this is the first one I am actually to update. Am I actually to update? Yes, somebody commented on the Gladiator Armor and Panoplies. Yes, I'm old school. I'm taking notes on a notepad. Mudcrab is probably also some divine being. Yeah, it's funny, we don't really know about this one. Like, we know, okay, if you don't know who Creeper is, cover your ears, I give you 2 seconds. We know that Creeper is in fact Barabbas, the eternal pet of, what's his face, Clavicus Vile. But the mud crab, I don't know, is it the power of booze? It must be, it's the power of booze. There's a legend in Tamriel that if you drink enough booze, if a creature drinks enough booze, they will reach self-awareness and learn to communicate. That's what it is. Panoplies. I definitely want to, like, I'm not going to remove the Gladiator Armor, but I want to remove it from the NPC, from the Wares NPC lists. And what else? The Gladiator was the biggest problem. There was also the Goblin Armor. Now this mod, big fashion, was issued with a hell of a mod. Missing... Check the icons. I would be surprised, but we'll check the icons. That helps. The patty icon, the ZZ icon, and the dove icon. That might be an open NW issue. Now I remember that's because it doesn't come, it's not Panoplies that doesn't have the icons, it's the ancestor of Panoply. Did I put a link for it? I mean, this is it. Way back when Fligety and Sandman, sorry, there it is, had the idea of making a huge collection of armors. And let me catch up with you, Prof. Dark Elf guys, Showcase Mudcrab Island in episode 20. Brilliant, guys, check it out and then you can see for yourself. Creeper isn't Barabbas anymore, then the Mudcrab. Really? Like, I thought it was pretty much canon. Or is it something that people sort of guessed or inferred? Like, I'm you know, I'm not gonna fight for that. I thought that was pretty generally accepted theory. The one whose quest you get married to the Haggraven in Skyrim, I wouldn't know, I haven't played enough Skyrim. Someone created a mod that adds an in-game book that tells the story of a greedy merchant cursed by a sload and transformed into a mud crab. That's like, I can go along with that. Bloody Strike. Yeah, we don't know about Bloody Strike. My newest idea to make a mod for Julian, Agony and Rapture, where your two followers get jealous if you romance both of them. Nanafe, there is something that happened to me in a Let's Play. I had Julian with me and I had Arnand. Arnand is a companion that you get from the Dance of the Three-Legged Guar. Excellent quest mod with great companion, written by Princess Stomper and Kateri. So, like, if you like the tone of the writing in Julian, chances are you're gonna like it also in this one. And they kind of know each other a little bit, but not all that much. But anyway, you can romance both of them. Obviously, the two mods are two separate mods, so it's not like there's special dialogue if Julian realizes that you romanced the other one, and so they don't know. They have no idea. But freaky coincidence of mods and script bugging. The very night I chose Arnand over Julian. We were staying at Julian's mum, which I realized was not very tactful of me. But anyway, the very night I decided to go with Arnand, and I spent the night with Arnand. Like, basically, you know, I activated the bedroll and Arnand was standing there. I was just role playing without great details. But anyway, when I wake up in the morning, my character is diseased, and I'm like, what the heck, Arnand? Like, really? And so I realize I'm diseased, and so I'm role playing and I'm confronting Arnand about that. So I activate him to talk to him, and what happens? He punches me. He starts combat, and I was like, what is this? So clearly I had chosen wrong. But that was not, you know, it was just the game bugging out, the script going funny, and when you have many mods, like they interact in weird ways. But that's one of the funniest thing. It was just perfect. It was just perfect. Yeah, Arnand, like, he took me on a picnic. It was really nice and everything. And Julian was all like grumpy, and I was like, fine, I'm picking Arnand, but Obviously, this is all a game. It's only funny because it was in the game. Definitely not saying that it would be funny in real life. It would be tragic. Does he offer male romance? No, really with the older mods, you don't have female on female, male on male. Like even Bethesda didn't. Well, especially Bethesda. I see the coupon thingy. Let me check that we still have enough of them. And it's a new week, so I should be able to make a new one. But I think there were like a few left. So that is the very first version of Panoplies, basically, where they put together different sets of armor, and that was a big merge. Actually added those level lists into the NPCs. So it was really weird. Like you arrived in Balmora, and here we go. Just give me a second. Wow. Wow. Naked, what's your face? Where they put together... I'm gonna take a second to report the shit out of those. People on YouTube, please feel free to report the naked thingy. Because I have no interest in, like, this appearing on my chat. After that, people can check them out if they want to, but I don't want them in my chat. This is not what we're doing. Remove. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead and block the shit out of that. Even if you're happy for the information, you don't need it 10 times in 5 seconds. I'm gonna leave the window open because you never know. I got a feeling. Where did the kitten left? Well, I'm gonna turn off the camera until it comes back. Bye, kitten. Sorry guys, it's just me now. So with that very first version, you would be in Seydenine and you would see an NPC with a neon pink Dwemer bracer. That's what I saw. So it was like they were trying to do something. The catch is they probably don't match. No, not at all. That was the first thing. And then that got refined into Helova. Oh, so we go from there. Mug. That got refined into Helova. There we go. Where what they so even more. There's the armor completion. I absolutely loved it because at the time that was the only way you could get a complete set for all of those things. Helova, that's when Fligety came up with the master list to have all the traders have some of those. Like I'm not kidding you, okay? That's a shit ton of things. I've never liked this. I mean, this is very 2002. Very 2002. But anyway, I mean, when I first learned about how to retexture things, I did a horrible wall and furniture mod where I applied all kinds of horrible textures, and I couldn't have been more pleased with myself. I thought it looked great. Like seriously, I loved it. The feedback wasn't that positive, and you know what? I accept it. I could use black Dwemer armor for one of the mods. Well, it's there. They have black and gray. My problem is I don't like the vanilla Dwemer armor. Not one bit. Like with the glass, some of them, not those, but like this, where it's just the gemstones that are recolored as opposed to the whole thing. These are not bad. I could go along with that one, for example. But at the end of the day, it is a matter of taste. So Helova was the second attempt at getting a large collection of armor. These were not put on the NPCs, they were only put in the stores. The problem with it or one of the problems with it, is that the values, so the AR, the weight, the durability, and the price were all as they were created by the modder. So you would have pieces of armor worth 150k, which didn't quite work. So that's when there's been a couple, I mean, this is the one I did, but then there's been a couple of rebalanced people trying to get the prices and everything work. And then that's what I did. If you recognize, I took the screenshots and I just deleted the ones that I felt, obviously it is super objective. I just deleted the armor that I felt were too ugly, and I completely removed the recolors. I didn't do the rebalance myself. I used... Come on, I must have put a link. Ordinator. Didn't I put a link? I must have. Sandman, hello, 100, 100, 100, 100. Hello, balance. There we go. So I used this rebalance of the mod, and then, you know, cleaned it up, added the icons, or gave the icon transparency. Some of the icons had a pink, reddish pink background, which was a little... And then finally I took the very best from those, rebalanced all of it with help, by the way, with help, and we did that. And I added the armor by Hedgehog because I love them. I don't know, you guys tell me. These come from the Symphony, and if you've seen the Symphony, it's both beautiful and outrageous. I think that's how I would summarize it. Beautiful and outrageous. The armor tend to be very, very bulky. Like this is the Symphony chitin, the older version of the chitin, actually. But then again, some of them, those in particular, I feel that they really look good. They're a little shiny and a little vibrant, but they look really good, so I added them. And I don't care what people say. What do you think? tell me what you think. K-pop sim, hello. And Loose, hello. Dwemer went hard on the bug about to fly away aesthetics. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the aesthetics it doesn't fit. I still like them, and I think I put them as unique armor, so you don't really find them on people. Anyway, we were looking at this, and I don't have to worry about the icons because that was not an issue on my mod. The harmony boots, that's not really an issue. It's the way the model is set. Let me open it. Now we're having some really soothing music right now. All right. Normally I have absolutely every single mod of mine in my modding install. It's just a matter of finding it. I wish, Panoplies, there it is. I wish we had the same option we have in Morrowind Edit, when you can order these in alphabetical order. That would save me so much time. So much time. But hey. Ah, I don't have the yes to all in there. We're gonna do this old school. If you have that in your construction set, you just need to enable the yes to all in your Morrowind ini. If you don't want to touch your Morrowind ini, MGE has the option. You tick it and it's gonna fix it for ya. Okay, so I don't have to worry about the icons, but I do have to worry about the Gladiator Armor, and it might be a good idea to check others. So we're going to test. We're gonna talk to Ken. Ken is my model, is my mannequin. Ken has tried every bit of armor available. It's quite sad. I need to find out. I know there is probably in the Morrowind Innie as well. There is a way to tell the construction set to remember the windows and the size of them. But I didn't really look into it. I'm giving him 0 unarmored. That way, there you go. See what happened? Like he had in his inventory some armor, but because his unarmored skill was quite high, he did the math and said, well, I'm gonna have a better protection without wearing anything. So if you see NPCs ever, and you know that they have armor and they're supposed to wear it, if they don't wear it, it's because their unarmored is higher than their armor skill. You just woke up about to fall asleep to Oblivion Ambient. Yeah, it's extremely soothing, isn't it? It's like, oh, no, stop singing. Maybe that will wake you up though. That's gonna be a lot less soothing. All right, and then I take the armor out. There we go. That's the way it is. And what I want to do is take a look. I am not going to... Good morning. Did you see the kitten? He left me.
Yes, he is crazy right now.
Oh. The kitten is currently being hyper. When he's hyper, I think I told you that. Like, his name is Latte, but when he's hyper, he's Espresso. When he's super, super hyper, he's Ristretto. Right, what I want to do is go to my armor. Here we go. I am not going to give him every single set of armor because this would take forever. But when I created the mod, that's what I did. Like, I was like, try everything, but we're not gonna do that. I want to check the Gladiator Armor. Construction set. If anyone at all can fix this really annoying thing where when you select a couple of things, or even if you select one thing and then you click to drag it somewhere in a container or in an NPC or whatever, or place it in the render window, and like the mouse sort of jumps from here to all the way there, and and for me, it drove me absolutely nuts, because when making wares and friends and foes, a huge amount of time was done selecting a number of things and putting them in the proper level list. And when that happened, I just had to go, okay, all right, let's go again. And usually what I would do is I would select, and like I'm gonna say something stupid, to say, all right, I want to sort out all the helmets in their level list. Helmets are fine because there aren't too many of them. Okay, and I will be sorting out only the medium helmets. Okay, so I want this to this, and then this is going to be for my less expensive. So you see, like, I would order them and I would go select that, and go select that, not that. So it was not hard, but long and tedious, and you had to focus. That's why sometimes you would see, like, you put shirts in the skirts list. Yes, I did. Anyway, I hate that too. I don't know if it's fixable. It's short of rewriting the construction set. All right, here's my Gladiator Armor, and it looks fine with regular clothes, but when added to other things, it really just gets, like, ideally it's worn like that. But because I've added it to the NPC lists, you would see an NPC with these and no shoes. We don't want that. The cuirass, again, that's not something that people would wear. So I think I'm going to remove the greaves and the cuirass. Okay, let's go back to where I was with all my moving things around. All right. True, there were different types of leggings, but I only put like the ones I thought we could get away with. That was the wrong one. Okay. Hell Light? What is this list? What is this list? Guys, I do not recognize this. Hell. What is this list? That is so different from the format that I normally use. Where did I put you? In corpus sweepings, fair enough. That's fine. Trader armor. Because it's in the ordinator chest, fine. I think this might be a list I created for things that I didn't want to put on the NPCs. But why? I don't remember. The thing is, look, my level lists start here. And they go down actually there. So that is a lot of level list, and that's the way it is, right? When you make a mod, you have it in your head and everything, and then when you come back to it later, those hell lists, I honestly did not remember them. But I think this one is fine. That's the one that I need to remove. 2 of them, actually. Just those 2. I'm surprised because I think in my game I do see those gladiators boots on NPCs. I see the queers. Okay, let's clean that up. Gear. Cuirass. It is light armor and it is cheap. I did put both of them in there. Okay. I'm gonna check the boots though. Is that okay? That's not shocking. We're good. Good. Yes, we would have to rely on somebody who really has a great understanding of the engine, like at its most hidden level. There we go. Honestly, can I blame that stupid bot on YouTube right now? Why? Go away from my stream. It's a tiny stream. You're not gonna get a lot of business from me. There we go. I think I need to go one at a time. The buckler is fine. And it is in my cheap shields list, that's fine. The cuirass has now been removed. It is only sold in shops. Oh, okay, I think I remember. No, I'm not sure. Fine. Fine. The pauldron, I am fine with this one. I think it's okay. Let's add some other armor, like regular armor. Tiny bit of clipping with the bracer. But anyway, even in my NPC lists, I either add a bracer or a pauldron, but never both. Okay, so this I'm keeping. That's fine. What I'm doing now for the Gladiator Armor is what I've done for every single set of armor in that game. Like, try it on its own, make sure it works, it's not missing pieces like body parts, and then put some clothing with it, see if it clips, put some other armor, see how badly it clips, decide what to do with it. Fun. I mean, it was fun enough, mind you. Like, I'm not gonna say nobody forced me. Okay, this one is the same model. Is that a face? I'm not sure. I hadn't spotted that face there. Eh, eh, eh. What was that? The messages we're getting? It's because my channel, my live stream is so popular that people feel if they can spam in it, they'll get lots of business. Yeah, like obviously when you do it, you think, and you're right, this is Medusa. Anyway, I'm not going to edit that. That's not what this mod is supposed to do. And then the shield. Okay, so the leggings, you see what happens there? This is typical. I had decided a long time ago that the leggings, they're just one good in the NPC list, and so in my game I had removed them, but then I didn't put it on the Nexus. So that is done. What we can do real quick, we'll do a little modeling session. That's right. The Aedric Set, one of the few retextures that I have kept. This is, you can recognize quite easily, we have the steel armor, but I feel it's interesting. So Aedric Set stays, and the advantage, because the models used for that, because it's a simple retexture, the models are actually vanilla-like, so I don't have to worry too much about compatibility. Am I missing a pauldron and bracer in there? Oh no, there it is. Okay. This is one of the sets by Jeremy Leguin, I want to say, who was doing the 9 Divines sets. Didn't publish all of them, didn't finish all of them, unfortunately. Again, I like it. Retexture, we recognize this, we recognize this, but for me it's part of the history. A cavalry, there's actually a couple of sets. I've always liked that one. I think it's the black and gold. And like I don't want to hide all of them for me, because then I won't see when it happens and I can't block them for you, if you see what I mean.
Yes, I don't need no stationery.
Yes, I took the new stationery.
Mm.
You have... Honestly, he's got 2 more, and now he's giving me a hard time because I took 1.
No, I'm giving you a hard time because you say you don't need new stationery.
Yeah, there's a difference between needing stationery and being able to use new stationery. You see my light. I should ignore... Yeah, I know, but it just annoys me. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, I've always liked that one. I don't think we're gonna go through all of them because it would take too long. And really, the Gladiator set was the only one. I wanted to show you the Harmony set and what that report was saying, because the report is very, very correct. Harmony. There we go. Harmony. And you see that the calf part, you're like, oh, what is this? But then the moment you move, so that's the moment your character is moving, or the NPC that has it moves, then it looks perfectly fine. But if it's put on a corpse, somebody who's already dead, then it's just gonna look funky because they're not gonna move, being dead and all that. Anyway, this is done. We can close. We can modding. We can clean. And we can zip and update. An hour in the stream and we have removed 2 items from a level list. Pretty proud of myself. Really proud of myself. Hey, Kilgore, welcome on in. Lovely to see you guys. How is it going?
Hello.
Hello, says Fargos. My chat is not showing anymore. How's it going? I didn't see what you were playing, actually. I missed that. Panel, please. We are cleaning it. I will give it a quick clean with... That's normal. With test tool, though I haven't done so much that I think I've dirtied it, but you never know. Here's test tool. Yes. Execute. No. Modding that file, and we want to clean panel, please. There we go. That was good. I know some people either use test3 command or test tool to clean their mods, but really, my chat, there we go. No, my chat is bugged. I'll have to open a different chat to see what you guys are saying. Yes, test tool and test3 command are going to actually clean different things. So, especially when you have a large mod, you definitely want to clean both. All right, and then where am I gonna find my latest version of panel, please? It's on my Elder disk. It's in my downloads. Panel, please. Here we go. Now, something that I have stopped doing, and I'm lazy, I guess. Oh crap, guys! I can't see the chat anymore. That's not good. Okay, at least I'm back on the Twitch chat. So there's that. Kilgore, you were playing Gothic Unification. Is that the large mod that is made for Gothic? Martian Gothic, I'm cheating like crazy because the game is brutal but intriguing. Sometimes, you know, sometimes the game is just unfair, honestly. So, I mean, you can rage quit and say the game suck and probably miss out on something fun, or you can cheat a little bit or a lot so that you can move on. No, it's its own thing, so that's not what I was thinking of. How do we tell modders to clean their mods? There's two things there, Joseph. Like, I don't like when sometimes, you know, I look at a mod and if there are issues that I feel could be a problem, then I send a PM to the modder. I don't do it on the Nexus page. Because I don't know, because there's no point to shout on the marketplace, hey, there's a problem with your mod, everybody listen up, there's a problem with the mod. So I send a PM because I feel it's nicer, and I've had like, I promise you, replies like, oh well, people should clean the mods anyway, and that annoys me. That annoys me, because as a modder, you try to make the best mod you can, and if you know that a mod needs to be cleaned, then you clean it. It's an extra step, 2 extra steps, but you know, that's part of making a mod. So that attitude from the modders annoys me a little bit. At the same time, when mod users say, oh, and the mod was not even clean, well, it's also your responsibility when you install your mod to troubleshoot. You clean it, and it's so easy nowadays. Like, it's really quite easy. So if everybody does what they have to do to make sure their game runs properly, it's going to be fine. And then sometimes, honestly, I've been modding for more than 10 years, close to 15 years. And it does happen sometimes that I push out a mod with a noob mistake. And then somebody tells me, well, Danae, you forgot this. And I'm like, what an idiot. And then I fix it. So leaving an error in a mod is not the end of the world. Being unwilling to correct that error is a different thing. That's a different story. Let me catch up with you. You cheat a huge amount. It's been fun, so it's all good. There we go. As long as it's fun. I'll be playing Daggerfall Unity soon. Yes, looking forward to that. I need lessons in playing Daggerfall. Like, I feel the only way I can play is to scum save. Like, okay, I'm gonna get a quest. Save. That's too far. Reload. Save, reload, save, reload. Okay, now I'm going to the dungeon. I'm gonna attempt to travel to the dungeon. Save. Reload, reload, reload. I arrive at the dungeon. Save. It's like, it's a save fest. And I don't know if that's how the game is supposed to be played, or if I'm just too much of a chicken. I guess, possibly. Alright, I have added my updated and clean mod. To put it on the Nexus, I removed those prefixes. I like to put those prefixes when I sort out my mods. Because that way it's easier to find them. But too much PTSD from pre-NCP. Well, you know what, Luz? Here's the funny thing. When I played More Oblivion, I played for a whole hour, and then I died. I think I died, and I wanted to reload, and there was nothing. With Morrowind, because we have the sophisticated save system, I don't quick save that much with Morrowind. I really don't. It's everything else, everything else that needs to have many save games, and I don't have them. All right, we want to update. We're gonna go to version 1.4. In version 1.4, we did a simple things. Removed Gladiator Armor from NPC level list, meaning the armor can still be found in the shops, but not on NPCs. Next. I don't want those. Next. Here we go. That's what I was starting to say, how I got lazy. I do not update the readme anymore. I don't, however, I do fill in the changelog. So it's there. And then we go straight to the file. We're going to update a new version. You're 1.0.4. You are still called Panoplies. Again, got lazy. I used to put the changes there. Now I just look at the change logs, okay? Go read. I'm always very sad when people don't update it. It's a bit of a bummer. Like I see a mod is updated, and I don't always feel I need the updates. Okay, because I have so many mods, updating every mod as soon as they are updating, I do it every week already. So I probably would have to do it every day. So sometimes there are updates where I go, oh well, that is fine. For now, that is fine. I will wait until there's another update, like major update. I'm fine with that. But if it doesn't say, it's like a bit, I don't know. We have updated one mod. Woohoo! And that was a super easy edit, so there you have it. Up. There we go. Imagine downloading Beautiful Cities of Morrowind is an example of a mod. I don't have it right now. I love the look of it. There's no question there. It looks amazing. It's beautiful. It's vanilla friendly. It's lore friendly, but it's interesting to look at and to explore. So no argument from me there. However, for somebody who has as many mods as I do and updates them as often as I do, to have Beautiful Cities of Morrowind between the updates for the mod itself and then all the things that need to be patched for it, it's just a nightmare. It's a tremendous nightmare. Having M-locks, because Random Bowel has been very, very organized, he has updated the M-locks rules really regularly, and it doesn't only tell you about the order of your plugins, but it tells you, oh, you have installed that mod, but it's already included in Beautiful Cities of Morrowind, disable it. Oh, you have installed that mod, but you don't need it because there's a patch, blah blah blah. So this helps so much. But for me, it's just too many things to keep track of, and it's not like I have one Morrowind installed, I have 5 of them. I can't keep track of everything. Sure, I could write it down, okay, but I'm too lazy to do that. That's just the way it is. I understood, actually. My brain translated from mod to updates. I've downloaded the Dalara city mods for Balmora and Suran instead. The other thing, the other complaint, that's the word, the other complaint I have about Beautiful Cities of Morrowind is that, and I know that because I've been struggling to make compatible versions for the mod, even though the look of things is the same, the landscape is changed. Like, there are actually more edits that you could see. Wispy Song, hello, welcome on in. So can I show you in there? I should be able to show you in there. Like recently, and this is legit, this is why I still haven't published my stable mod, because I've been struggling making a book-on version for it. Imperial Stables, that's my mod. Let's take a look at it. I'll take you to Moonmoth. Just Moonmoth should be enough. I really just, please, I really need to remember to go and enable yes to all. And every time, obviously, every time I go, oh crap, I really need to do that, I'll do it the next time I want to mod, which is going to be in 5 minutes, but in 5 minutes it's going to be exactly the same thing. This is so sad, so sad. That's... Dan Q, sorry, you were on YouTube and I didn't see you between all the spam. Bloody hell. I think it's helpful to see problem listed on the mod page sometimes because I like it to be aware. Agreed. That's the same thing. When I look at a mod, I look at the description, I look at the compatibility if there's version, and then I look at the comments because if there's a glaring error with it, people will comment and say there's this issue. So that's how most of the issues are reported. At the same time, like we were looking at panoplies and all of this, all this long, you know, it's like it's taking most of the page. All of this is reporting an issue that is not an issue. So sure, if people read the whole conversation and they go all the way to the end, they're gonna go, oh yes, my bad, it was actually something else. But if they stop at the first one and then go, oh, okay, it's missing icons, I don't want that mod. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. I don't understand how I can hide a user from the channel and then 5 minutes the very same user appears again. Maybe you're right, maybe I should just forget about those damn YouTube bots. I will try. I'll try to do that. I can't. I can't do it. I'll try. Anyway, let's go back to this. I'm already excited that my city mod may soon be sub-mod of Become. Hang on, because which mod are you talking about? I'm guessing that maybe your name on Twitch and your name on Nexus is not the same thing. I know that right now the mod that could very well be included is Balmora Waterworks. Is that you? And also I saw there's something else that Random Bowl edited and said would be added to Become next time. Right, so Panoplies has been updated. We've done that. We did it. Let's go back to my list of mods. Panoplies. Written in the Stars is... Written in the Stars. I had issues between the drain... Did I change that? I'm gonna have to look at it because I agree. There is the lover sign, the secret lover signs where you're completely silenced, and it's not. Oh, you did. Oh, all right. So extra multiple names. Okay, it's not published game. All right. Well, looking forward to this. Imagine seeing the mod authors including Danae and still think the mod sucks. Very possible. Like I wouldn't be offended. And what you need to keep in mind with modders, I mean, most of you are modders, so you know, but you make a mod because you want to play it, because you want your game to have that. And we also know very well that for a single game, especially a game like Morrowind, there are thousands of ways to play it and to enjoy it. So I completely understand that a mod that I really want to play with, therefore that I mod, is not going to appeal to someone else, and people might think it sucks because it's just not their thing. Or sometimes it could really suck because it doesn't work. But normally not with my mods. They do work. They do work. They don't just work, they just work. They do work. They really do work. Okay, you know what I mean. Alright, so this I need to look into. I got a feeling I might have modified it in my own game, but not updated it. So let's take a note. Written in the stars. And then, you know, I mean, it's obviously quite nice when you, as a modder, as anyone, but we're talking about mods. As a modder, you have reached a certain status, I guess. So when you see a new mod by Melchior, by Merlord, by Random Pal, and you know, the list goes on depending on who you like, but these are the people I think most people are gonna go click. They're not gonna go, let's read the comments. If there's an issue, maybe it's broken. Like you go ahead, you trust the mod. For me, like it's a little bit like that. It's not that I know that the mod will be flawless, because a mod on publish, on release, is rarely flawless unless it's something relatively simple. But I do trust the modders to update and fix if there's any issue. So I'm happy to download them. Untouched sign compatibility, suggestion when the vanilla birth sign and reward custom quest. I have a suggestion. Why not leave the vanilla birth signs and add the other birth signs as possible reward for a custom quest for each birth sign? Yeah, I actually really like that idea. It reminded me of, here we go. Here we go. How can you still be there? Report. And you know, like I'm actually happy to be able to stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so people can choose the platform they prefer. And then with that stupid naked HD bot, it's like the few people that choose YouTube, they go, oh well, this sucks, and they go away. So this effectively nullifies my efforts. And like it's not the only reason, but part of the reasons why I decided to not be an affiliate for Twitch was so that I could stream on 2 platforms and also not have to transfer VODs and things like that. But you know, yeah. Okay, moving on. So this idea, I really liked it. It reminded me of Stripe's birth signs. Oh, Bith, yeah, there's no mod called Bith sign, in case you were wondering. Necro, Danae, we know this one. Pluto, this has been for the longest time one of my favorites. Abbott. There we go, Stripes. I really like what Stripes did. Essentially, you pick your birth sign, but then as you level up, your birth sign becomes more powerful and you get new abilities and spells. So I really like that. But that requires scripting and coding. And so I didn't do it. That's what I want. But I really like the idea. I'm gonna keep this one quite simple. The way it is, it works fine. No issues. No issues. I'm just going to check that the lover's sign has been tweaked already, and then I will update it, because I'm sure I haven't. I wanted to show you the Imperial Stables. Oh gosh, my brain is all over the place. But I can show that real quick. Here's what I did with the Moon Moth fort. Let it think, let it think. Do not click on anything. Do not upset it while it's loading. I am missing. Where's my render? Where's my render window? There it is. So here's what I did. I tried multiple things, so many things, to try and make it work with the beautiful cities out of the box, but no. And in the end, I ended up with 2 things. So I'm adding this little bit here in the corner because there's nothing. I also have this. I know this is premium location. I know that a lot of mods are going to use that, so I'm not mad about that. But you see how it is? We're really hugging the walls. And now, before I load it, try to think of Moonmoth, sorry, in beautiful cities of Vardenfell. And just like that, you're on your way, Kilgore. Thank you so much again for the host. Really appreciate it. I'll see you around, especially when you're playing Daggerfall. Really, really want to be there for that as much as I can. Like, I get up in the morning, and depending on how busy my day is and how much time I have to get ready, I can take a look on Twitch. That's usually when you finish because time zones. So beautiful cities of Morrowind, Moonmoth, and if I ask you right like that, so are there major edits to Moonmoth? Has it been modified a lot? And I'm guessing you're going to say no, not really. There's a few more things, but like a few additions to make it more interesting. But other than that, it hasn't been greatly modified. And I agree, it doesn't look modified, but it is in fact. Ah yes, I don't have all the assets, so don't worry when you see the yellow exclamation marks. This is normal. You can do this. There we go. And now you can see here, the whole thing here has been moved. And when you look at, like, if you compare a vanilla shot and a beautiful Cities of Morrowind shot, it looks the same, but it's actually been moved. So yeah. And here as well, like the landscape has been edited, but okay, that's a different things. Quite a bit. But actually, I do like those edits from Beautiful Cities. I like it. But the fact that the walls have been moved to achieve the same look, it's like, no. So when I finally do my publish, I finally release the mod, like the mod is finished, but I have been trying to make it work for Beautiful Cities of Morrowind, and there are some landscape edits as well, so the plugin order, the patch doesn't work very well. I think I need to make a completely different version. So that has been a little frustrating. There, that was me venting, and I've seen that in a number of places where they look the same, but the walls have been moved. So yeah, we want to look at Written in the Stars. Concentrate, concentrate. Duh! Skipped it again. Crap. Concentrate. Don't press the button if you see written. Does this give you, there it is. It definitely gives me some Baldur's Gate flashbacks. Active. You know, when you click on reroll to get as many points as possible to distribute for your character creation, and then you just go click, 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 and then you see 96 and you click, and you're like, no. And you're so desperate that the next one you get is 86 and you go, that will do. Alright, written in the Stars. This should be quite simple. We're looking at the spells. We're looking at the Lover, Keeper of Secrets. Yeah, I think I changed it. Where you're silenced, and when you're silenced, you cannot cast spells. I need to check. Too many things, too many things. With the silence spell effect, can you use powers? Prevents the target from casting spells. Does that include powers? I think it does, and that's a bummer. What's your experience, guys? Would you say that silence prevents powers as well? Because it says spellcasting. Powers are types of spells. And so the argument that's it. Originally I had a 10% reflect. And you see in my game I upped it to 50% reflect. Do you find that fair? I've just been removing land edits from every mod I use. Honestly, I think nowadays it's something that modders are a lot more careful about, to not make land edits unless absolutely necessary. But back in the days, like, we would just like rename a whole cell. That was done a lot. Sometimes perfectly, like often even perfectly justified. But yes, nowadays I think we're a lot more careful to think about compatibility. And I'm not saying that Random Pal doesn't think about compatibility, because it's also produced like hundreds of patch to make sure that people can have beautiful cities of Morrowind and their favorite other mods. And also in Random Pal's defense, he's taken tons of different city mods and things and then he's merged them together. So some of the edits are, I want to say, like legacy edits, if that makes sense. That's just the way it is. But right now I've been struggling for my stables, and I do want to have a beautiful Cities of Morrowind version, because you know, it's a good mod, and I don't want people to have to forego one of their mods. But hey, you don't see the need to it's fun for random card gen, yeah, but I think I'm gonna keep my reflect to 50. That, you know, that being said, I think it would be tremendously fun. Like, you cannot cast any spell, but you are also going to make every spell bounce back. And it looks like it's super cool, but 100% reflect means, for example, that the shrines do nothing for you. Think about that. Okay, enemies attacking you with spells, you're gonna go, ah, ha, 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 back at ya, sucker. But the shrines are gonna do the same. If you have companions that heal you, not gonna work. Meaning, if you have this, your only way to heal yourself is through potions. Think about it. All of a sudden, you are immune to spells. Spells do not affect you, good or bad. That could be fun. I'm not sure that it really goes with the lover birth sign, the secret lover birth sign, but that could be fun. Just imagine maintaining a behemoth like Burcombe and having a job and a family. 200% agree with you. 200% agree with you. That would be nuts. Does this spell work on reflect? This is a constant ability, so no, it wouldn't work in that case. I've got too many things going on. Okay. Cancels all temporarily. Yes. So, yes, if somebody casts reflect, 100% reflects on them for a minute, you could dispel that, but a constant reflect is not gonna work. I'm a little tempted. Like, I feel, you know what I like about this? What I like about this is the fact that your birth sign is going to change how you play. Much in the same way the Atronach, at least in the vanilla birth signs, the Atronach is the only birth sign that really changes how you play. it changes your gameplay. And I think this would totally change it. Now, is it too much? Is it too over the top? I don't know. Do I go for 100? That completely changes the way you play. Like, spells do not affect you, good or bad. Not happening. I think I like it. A mod that adds bad birth signs for random cards sounds fun. Actually, you know what, Dead Gods? When I was running the birth sign redux that we saw a little while ago, this is mine. Let's go there. Again with the Bith sign. Yeah. So when I was running with, where are you? Pluto. There. When I was running with this one, I really liked it because I like to role play, and so I would, before looking at the effects, I would actually look at the names and go, oh, this is really good for my bard. Oh, this is really good for my whatever. So I like that. Some of them would be a little OP. That was definitely OP. But then this not good because you end up with 0 intelligence, and there is one called the Seer, I think. And funnily enough, when you have the Seer birth signs, you get a 75% blind. And I got that for permadeath, and I started my game somewhere in Tamriel Rebuilt, and just the trying to return to the mainland, we did make it to Azura's coast. That took hours, and then I died. But that felt truly epic because I couldn't see shit. And then I died to something stupid. But one handicap birth signs wouldn't break the game. You know what, Joseph? I mean, I like that. I love, you know me. If you've seen my permadeath, I absolutely adore the idea of having perks, advantages, disadvantages. But I think I would prefer it to be a separate mod. Skull, would be fun to see characters with 100% reflex fighting. Morrowind Pong. You know what? Danjib, thank you for the follow on Twitch as well. Gave up on YouTube, huh? I understand. I understand. If you have, there's 2 mods that do the same thing. But at least this one. If you have Magicka Enhanced, and in particular the Enhanced Reflection mod, then really, when you have the Reflect spell, the spell is gonna come at ya and then bounce back. So you really could have a Morrowind Pong with that mod. The other mod that has the same effect is 4NM gameplay overhaul. It's one of the many, I could go on for a few minutes, features that are in this. And I don't remember if there was something, because as you can see, no, not that I see, but there might be something, because you have the total gameplay overhaul that has absolutely everything, and then Axe Magister has published like mini mods, which is really just one of the features included in there. Antibody, Mana Shield, but that was not Mana Shield, no. So I don't think this one was done on its own. But 4NM will have that visual reflect as well. So, do we have a conclusion, chat? I need your help. I'm gonna make you vote. That's right. The decision will be on you. If anyone complains, I will say, well, it's not my fault. It's Twitch chat. So my question is, what is the percentage of reflect that we want? Is it going to be 50? Is it going to be 100? Or 75. Go. Is that working properly? Yes. Oh no, it's a yes, no. No, it's a pawn. It's a pawn. So you want to go exclamation mark. Well, follow the instructions on the chat. And you only have a minute to make up your mind, so shup. I'm totally counting on you. I think I kind of know what I'm leaning towards, but you know, sometimes I just get a little carried away with my ideas. So this is like that. This is while you're voting, I'm just tidying a little bit because it's a mess. The other one here, okay. I've lost my... I feel that the 100 could be fun. I also feel that it's not exactly with the Secret Lover theme anymore. You don't know how to... Is the vote... Did the vote start? Did I actually start it? Shut up, me. Maybe I didn't set it up properly. That happens. Well, just tell me in chat. Do we go for a full 100? Do we stick to a 50%? What do you think, guys? There. A 100, but make the malice harder. The malice is silence, as in you will never, ever succeed casting a spell or using a power. I feel that's quite a lot already. A weakness to diseases as a lover. This is getting dark. and don't worry about the poll. I think it's because I mucked it up. So it's not you, it's me. I like the gameplay change of 100. I like it too. Done. Because you said what I wanted you to say, I'm gonna agree with you. It's not true. Like, seriously, if you have some major arguments why... where are you? You're there. Why the 100... Yes, you can cast powers. I wasn't sure. Okay, fine. Actually, you test it in game. Actually, I prefer it like that, to be honest. Written in the stars. Clean. In the meanwhile, get ready to update. Yeah, this is the simplest mod ever. It's just an ESP. Love that. We're also going to... Again, I don't think it's gonna find anything, but since, you know, you're here, let's not do... that's not what I wanted. Let's not do a case of do what I say, not what I do. I am actually doing things properly. It's this, you see these? This is trying to make it work with Bacom. Nah, we're good. We are good. brilliant. And then the stars. Manage, update. These are, honestly, I'm cheating because yes to all. Yes. So I say reflect 50 is absolutely fine. Because of the powers. Oh. It's too late. But I will leave it open if people want me to change, or I could make a second version. Oh, I did update that. I should have looked at my own mod page, shouldn't I? I did update it so many times. I make updates for my mods, and then, you know, I go, but I want to test it first. I want to play first and see, and then I forget. So I leave it as it is, because they are the powers. You win. I mean, you win. It's not a competition, but I'm gonna leave it like that. All right, ahead of the classes. That's the one I really wanted to update. Okay, ahead of the classes, couple of things. There is the Fallen Paladin. Let me see, because we're not going to see all the classes like that. There is the Fallen Paladin. By the way, if you haven't read it, there's... Yes, sorry, Merlord, I know. And something else I forgot. Something else I forgot. I'm going to do it now. Originally, we put the Ashfall art by Red Furry Demon. That is really cute and everything. But also, Merlord realized that he had... Oh, where am I going to find it? He realized that he had created something. Is it in the 20 years? No. Where was it? Where was it? In the Ashfall chat? Too many things going on in the Discord. Anyone who's got Discord and the MMC channel, I'm trying to find... Is it in the Modathon chat? Stripes, I think, posted a pixel art illustration of Ashfall by Merlord. I'm not so sure it was in the modding showcases, maybe. Maybe I'm gonna go. Okay, we searched something from Stripes. That might be the fastest way. No, Stripes has got a different names. Help, chat, you see it? It's in modding showcases. All right, thank you. That helps a great deal. Just need to find modding showcases. I am terrible at finding things. It's just modding crafting. No. Is it in modding guides? No, it's in the embassies. This is starting to be a little too crazy. Like seriously, too many things. So it's not in general talk. It's not in general. It's in embassy. Yes, there it is. Yes, and it wasn't even that far. Save image as your Ashfall something. I'm sorry, I should have remembered to do that before, but I didn't, obviously. And I said, Merlord, yep, I'll do it. ASAP. It is now done. Okay. So if you haven't looked at it yet, there is Merlord's interview, and it finally looks the way it was supposed to look. We can close that, but I wanted to go to the ahead of the classes article because it lists absolutely all of the classes. And did I call it Fallen? Yes. This is actually something that Merlord pointed out. And in my description of the Fallen Paladin, blah, 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 champion of evil often leads, hang on, let me read the whole sentence. Fallen paladins, plural, okay, often lead armies of evil creatures. And Merlord pointed out that despite that, there is no conjuration at all, which makes sense. So the suggestion is to remove maybe axe and put conjuration instead. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And this one is actually fairly easy. Go away. It's actually fairly easy to do. That is in a construction set. Ahead of the classes, friends and foes, that's not the one. Did I just skip it? No, it's not there. It's a little odd that ahead of the classes is not in my modding install, but fine, fine, fine. What do I want to do? This. Then I'd rather get exactly the latest version available. Yeah, it wasn't there. So I was not crazy, I did not skip it. Actually, is it going to be there? I'm not sure that the construction set sort of updates that list, you know, on the fly when you add plugins. Yes, it does. Okay. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. And that is the fastest way. There. There. How many times? How many times? And it's such a simple thing to do. There's so many things like that in life, you know? So many things, so many fixes that would literally like take a minute, and you know, procrastination, laziness, don't want to spend or waste time doing something. But we will quite often waste a lot of time when we could have taken a minute to do the fix once and for all and be done for it. I'm totally guilty of that for so many things. Ahead of the classes, come on. Here we go. Hallelujah. Oh, I did get more. I did get more. Okay. And we are going
Not
to
even death can save you from me.
Ace King, not skills. Silly, silly, silly. Character classes. And we want to update, I believe I called him the anti-paladin, even though he's a fallen paladin. So this is super simple. Simple fix. The anti-paladin now has conjuration. Again, too many windows. I want you to stay there. And I'm going to correct that straight away, so at least the documentation is good. Now, the next thing that I actually want to do with ahead of the classes, could possibly add a new class if there's something that you had in mind. Joseph, you asked about it, so I don't know if there was something in particular that you were hoping to see. If there is, please let me know. Conjuration. Okay, that is done. The thing that I really want to do is take a look at the classes. Ooh, sorry, no, that was not elegant. Not one bit. I want to... Well, that's the ID. That's the ID of the class. The class is called Fallen Paladin, which is a thing in, you know, D&D type of worlds. I call it anti-paladin because I try to have names that are just a word, but it's a fallen paladin, okay? What I want to check is, do I have it here? Maybe not a good idea. Blackguard. Yeah, that could work as well. The loadout of the Necromancer, yes. Yes, 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 thank you. Definitely. And then pick as classes. Okay, we need to take a look at Necrocraft. There is a plugin, that is good. So I'm gonna have to go in and take a look at the items, and then is it ATTL? Tamrielic? Can't remember the proper name. Immersive indexes useful, or like AATL. AATL. And what I want to add in my playable classes, right? I did load that in my game and it looked interesting, so I want to give a loadout to these classes as well. Okay. All right. Too many things. We want to take a look at this, and I want the IDs for that. I'm not going to... Oh, sorry, I didn't put the master. The one I still need, I closed. Dummy. Dumb. E. There we go. So to edit those classes, then this loadout is actually going to be, why do I have two things? It's actually going to be a little different. We're not going to be in the construction set. Instead, we will be editing those. There. Preset classes. Now, this is something that is so simple that I worked it out. I'd like for a little bit of context, I'd like to remind you that I am old enough that I've never had IT at school. So if I can work it out, anyone can. If you want to, first of all, if you want to edit the loadouts because you're not happy with it, because you're like, oh, but I wish I got 6 of those. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I wish I got 6 of those. I would like to have an extra spell. This is fairly easy to do. I wish that if I am an acrobat, my survival skill was 15 instead of 5. It's just a matter of editing the values or editing the names of the items or the spells. Super simple, as long as you don't mess around with the brackets and the commas. And I'm saying that because that's what I do. Don't. As long as you just keep the. I'm hating YouTube right now. I am hating YouTube so much. Hey Spammer, you're on YouTube. You're very, very brave. I'm hating the spam. It's making me so unhappy, seriously. Anyway, let's try to focus on the important things. You guys and the mods. That's what we care about. Or try to. So you can edit those super easily. The one thing, that's what I'm gonna say, don't change, you know, any of the punctuation or, you know, the look of it. And then when you put the names of the items or the names of the objects, you don't want to use caps. So everything has to be lowercase. Because Lua. I'm sure YouTube is making a lot of people unhappy. Spammer on YouTube, yeah, but I don't think Spammer, you're not the one spamming naked HD XYZ, are you? No, spammers spam mods, which is different and actually really, really good. Let's take a look at the Necromancer. There we go, the Necromancer. So my original loadout for the Necromancer, this is a scroll from my own modernized necromancy mod. It's still super simple. I'm leaving it there because if people don't have the mods, then they just don't get it. I like that, I like that, I like that. I did put a skull. Let's take a look at the actual mod to see what the items are. And if there are any items. I think for having Necrocraft, for having played the mod, I think what I would like to have at the beginning of the mod the most is one of the books. Is it Poison Song? Corpse Preparation. I think one of the books would be great. Scottish Stout. Welcome on in. What an accent! I'm drooling with my accent. Fair enough. It's a compliment. I'll take it. Welcome on in. Alright, let's see what sort of items we have in the mod. This is not the best way to look at it, to be honest. Because, like, to find things, I'll have to go all the way through. It's usually quite easy when you know the prefix that the modder uses. But the best way to see what is in a plugin, like to quickly see it, I think is still going to be the Enchanted Editor. Because then it tells you this mod adds body parts, this mod adds books. Didn't realize there were so many books added by the mod actually. Pieces of clothing, which I'm guessing might be quest related. The creatures that you can summon. The dialogue, I don't want any of that. Miscellaneous items. So these potentially could be things that I add, but I'm not sure. This is a whole bone lore. That's when, I don't know if you guys have tried Necrocraft, but essentially you get like a sort of a corpse that you can move around before you reactivate it. This is what it is. So that's not something we would want to give the player when they start. Therefore, I think I'm going to stick to my original idea as a necromancer, you start with the first tome of corpse preparation, which has the advantage of making sense. As a necromancer, you would want to have that with you. And the other advantage is that when you have necrocrafts, you need to collect all 4 books to learn how to prepare a corpse. So this is what it is. Oh, we want the ID. Now, do I want to add it or replace something? Because we don't want to be too generous. The point of these loadouts for each class when you start the game is to have enough in your inventory that you can start playing straight away. You don't have to go and look for a certain axe in a certain tree stump. You don't have to go to a certain cave to get your chitin pauldrons. You know, you can find, it's true, you can find everything you need in and around Seidanin. But I don't want to have to look for all those things every time. I want to have a character and I'm ready to play. I'm not, you know, clad in the best gear and armed with the best weapons, but I have just enough that I can start playing as intended by my class. So if I'm a necromancer, I want to be able to start playing like a necromancer. I want to feel like a necromancer. That's the thing. Scottish Stout. I am French. That's my conclusion about the Enchanted Editor 2, although it seems some people hate it. I like it. It's, generally speaking, and that's a piece of advice that I got from Abbott. So we've talked about Abbott. You'll know that I take his advice really seriously. And it did say that some tools, now I'm not sure whether he was talking about the Enchanted Editor or the Morrowind editor, MW Edit, but anyway, some tools may sort of, you know, tweak and bug some records, and then the construction set is going to go, oh, I don't know what's happening. So what he actually does and recommend to do is you use your tools, the Enchanted Editor. With TestView, you don't have the choice, you can only look at it. But you use your modding tools to see what needs to be changed, and then you do those changes in the construction set, if that makes sense. Because the construction set will almost always know how to save things the way they're supposed to be saved. It might take you until level 3 or more to even begin. As a necromancer, how can you start playing as a character on a fresh character? You can't. Well, it takes a little bit of time, but for now, with this loadout, with this, it's a matter of collecting body parts to be able to summon a skeleton. Also, you start with some spells. The necro spells, I don't have them here, but it's going to be a drain strength and absorb health and possibly conjure skeleton. So the spells also, they're not powerful, but you look like a necromancer because you have those ragged robes. You have a skull because you're a necromancer and you like to carry around a skull. It's very cliche, isn't it? It's not racism, it's classism, I guess. We invented a concept. Necrocraft even removes the summon undead spell. Yes. And I do agree that the summon undead, if being a necromancer is about casting a spell, then it's not much of a crime. You're casting a spell. But the whole illegal part of necromancy is actually getting the body parts, putting them together, doing a bit of mumbo jumbo, and presto, you've reanimated a creature. Summoning a skeleton is no different than summoning a Daedra. Like, you can assume that the skeleton is in another plane of existence and you summon it from there and appears there and there it goes away. So that makes sense. I agree with that change from Necrocraft. 3 books this. Alright, my question is, do I simply add the book or do I replace? Let's see what it looks like when I just add the book. You get a scroll, you may or may not get a scroll, you get a book. If you have Necrocraft, it gets you started on the quest. If not, it makes sense for your character. The embalming hook is like, it's worth 3 septims. It's just, again, for the appearance to have the stuff. The robes are worth nothing. Oh, Necrocraft. I did add the black soul gem. Is that the Necrocraft soul gem? Because now... That's a good catch. Necrocraft used to add its own soul gem, but now I believe it actually uses Of Ashes and Blight, which has its own black soul gem. There it is. There it is. So I'm actually going to replace that. Let's see if... See, Necrocraft still has body parts, a specific black soul gem, but it doesn't have a black soul gem as such. So this, I'm replacing the black soul gem from the early version of Necrocraft. And I'm seeing, actually, I do have the caps here. So maybe in this one it doesn't matter. I know that Lua is very specific about caps. What I'm guessing happened, because this is original code by Merlord. Merlord had this. And then I came and I annoyed him and I say, Merlord, I also want to add spells. Actually, no, Audel added the spells for me. And then I said, Merlord, I also want to add skills. And then Merlord added that for me. And I think Merlord has learned from experience that I am perfectly able to mess up a config file in Lua. So, and like, he always makes it very readable and very clear. My guess is that the main Lua somewhere, I wouldn't be able to tell you where, but the main Lua somewhere says, by the way, every letter you see, treat it as lower, like lower, uppercase, lowercase. There we go. That's my guess. I could be wrong. But anyway, I think that's it for the Necromancer. We start with a black soul gem, and ahead of the classes is dependent on OAAB, so that's fine. The ring is a little soul trap. Do I remove the petty soul gem maybe? Nah, come on, it's not even valuable. I'm leaving it. Let me catch up with you guys. Thought it removes the Ancestor Ghost summon. That might be less appropriate. Yeah, because the Ancestor Ghost for a Dunmer makes sense. For the other classes, really doesn't. Necromancy is different than Summon Skeleton because it's permanent and you... Exactly. Vanilla suggests summons a ghost or a zombie is a necromancy. I think they had to go with it. Sometimes the lore is a little modified to fit the engine. That's how in Oblivion we don't have levitation because it's been outlawed, when really is because they have those closed cities and levitating in and out of the cities wouldn't work. So it might be a little bit of both, like, yeah, that's the lore, but that's also what works with the engine. It's just a guess though. Scottish Stout. Or where does this accent took place from? Whatever. I always curious specific accent people manage to develop. Especially interesting when a person is a polyglot, which means she or she can potentially drop the familiar. Well, in my case, no worries for the off topic. In my case, it's not unusual that ooh, and the bot was reset just now. You know what happens when the bot is reset? First, now is your chance. What was I going to say? It's not unusual that people who don't know me when I speak French think that I have a British mom or a British dad because my pronunciation in French is correct, but my prosody, my rhythm is not as flat as French. That's no. It's not an insult at all. Like, it's not an insult. I was surprised the first time. Picture me I was in France and I go in a shop and I was with my boyfriend at the time and we spoke English together. And then I talked to the lady, the shopkeeper, and I spoke French to her and she told me, "Oh, but your French is amazing. You really have a very good French." To which I said, "Well, thank you. I was born in this town. Like, it was my hometown and everything." And so that surprised me a little bit. But honestly, no, it's not an insult. But usually my French sounds a little English. But I'm French, I promise you. All right, happy with the Necromancer. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna have to put it back in the ESP. The second thing that I want to do is have a look at those new classes added by Pikachuno to his artifacts artifact addendum Tamrielic lore. I think, you know me and acronyms and names of people and many things. Well, you know my brain. It's a sieve. There's many holes in it and things just fall through, never to be found again. So we'll take a look at those new classes, and for these classes I want to create, with your help, a new loadout for them, which is the items that we get, the spells that we get, and possibly the custom skills that we're good at. All right, let's see what we have. We have Abyssian Pirate. Oh, that sucks a little bit though. I won't be able to copy that. Can I export the classes? I got it. Bird sign, races and classes. This is a feature of the construction set. I don't think it's used an awful lot, but you can actually export all the items, most of the items. You can't export the scripts, but you can export all of the objects from the plugin, and you can choose to export. I clicked on import. You can choose to export absolutely every piece of armor. That would include vanilla, not very useful. Or you can choose to export the ones added by the mod. And that's what I've just done right now. This is starting to get a little messy. I need more monitors. That's the truth. Okay, this is a little bit messy, but we'll get there. This is a notepad. What did you expect? That's the way it is. Hey, Marks, welcome on in. Would the ahead of the classes class loadout be affected by drip? Well, when ahead of the classes gives vanilla or TR or FCOT items, possibly. I think it comes down to what code executes first. So Merlord would be the one to tell you. I think yes. Vanilla, TR, OAAB, and FCOT, any mod that has those items, they could be potentially dripified. We'll go with that. No, I did not. I really didn't. My hair is really nice. Why, thank you. All the compliments I'm getting today. I'm feeling very, very special right now. However, see, this is from Rufin's mod. These have not been dripified, so they're gonna stay the way they are. Alright. Abyssian pirates roam the Abyssian Sea, often harassing merchant ships off the coast of Envil to counteract the loss of trade revenue. The Countess has hired several Abyssian pirates to work as imperial cutters. Life on the sea has left most Abyssian pirates with plenty of training in short blade and light armor. Here's what we need to check. Because in ahead of the classes, actually I can leave it there. No, I cannot. Because I have to see. There we go. In ahead of the classes, we have cutlasses are long blade. That's a very fair point. You'll have to take it up with Pikachu now. I already have a pirate class. And by the look of it, I gave them long blade. And they have throwing knives as well. I think that goes well with the pirates. They have also short sword and axes. What sort of class is pirate? It looks like they know absolutely every single weapon. Pirate. Long blade, block, light armor, marksman, mercantile, short blade, axe, medium armor. Yeah, I made them like I feel like a pirate. I'm thinking, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean, and sure they have their cutlass, but also they'll use anything they can get their hands on to fight. So that was the idea behind that. I think I'm not going to make things too complicated. Broken bits of ship, kind of short blades. Yeah, stabby things, that works. Oh, we have a kitten back. Hello, Latte. I can enable the camera, but I don't think you'll see a lot. But not fair. It's not fair that I should be the only one. Oh, there's the zoom also. Let me remove the zoom. There you go. Distractions. So where was I? I was having big thoughts. This, oh, thank you. Thanks. How are you doing, Telesia? Right. I am thinking that for... you know what? I'm sorry. Like, I get simp is the term we use, but there's also a compliment. So for me, that's a compliment, and I appreciate it. Obviously, if anything Telesia ever said was incredible compliments, okay, but that's not the case, so I'm fine with it. Good. Sometimes I wish we weren't required to pick 10 major minor skills. I agree. I completely agree. It is true that when I was thinking of the new classes, it was like some things are obvious. You go, yeah, at that class I have this, this, and that. But then, so that's why very often I add things like acrobatics or speechcraft, like things almost like fillers. Like, sure, you can speak, you can walk, that counts. Anyway, I think that for Pika's first class, I'm going to use the exact same thing. But I will remove the long blade. Actually, I will probably do a couple of edits. So we're there. The name of the class again is not pirate, but this. And then let's check the skills to tweak. For example, there is no saber. Is there a block? There's no block. Is there a marksman? There is marksman, so that stays. Is there axe? Oh, but longblade is there. It is there, but it's a minor. So loose, even with this pirate class, you can use your cutlasses if you want. I am removing block though. And axe. What is the armor? It's light. So those two are typically for medium armor. Come on, give you somebody with light armor already. Noble, no. Ninja. Ninja is too specific. Nightblade, short sword, no. You know what? I'm scrolling up because I'm lazy to actually go in there, but I realized it would have been a lot faster. What are we gonna do? You know what? I am going to give them a netched boiled cuirass. And the reason why I'm giving them the netched boiled cuirass is because, first of all, I removed a number of things, and also as a pirate, I think you would have, if you have leather, you would have something treated to be a little waterproof. So I know that the leather boiled cuirass is a little better quality and a little more valuable than a basic one, but I think that's fine. Okay, that is one class done. That was easy. I just copied and edited. Some of the class skills are to manipulate the game rules. For example, slaves have heavy armor, so they auto-equip the slave braces. Yes, that's, we're going back to how there are things in the game, not because it's really how they want it to be, but because with the engine, that's the way it has to be. And Skink, you were saying Morrowind really needs something like D&D profession skills. That would be really nice. That's why we have the Lua skills. So things like fishing, survival, fletching, crafting. Like there's a number. We do have maybe a small dozen custom skills available now with the music, the crafting, the survival. There's a special staff skill as well. There's the Daedric skill. There's the inscription skills. But it's true, it would be really nice for a poet, for example, to completely get rid of 3 of the 10 skills we have and instead put inscription, translation, and something else. It would be really nice. Some of the Lu, Murmur, you want to choose the Lu? What did you mean? Tell us everything. It's quite literally, in Morrowind, there is no escape. Like, if you are assigned slave at Khajiit, you are a slave forever. It would be fun to choose some of the Lua skills. Yeah, it would be really nice. I doubt it is possible, or no problem, Murmur. I cannot type ever. Okay. I don't know that it can be easily done. But if you consider how it was 5 years ago, when you wanted to have a custom skills, you had to create a global. So you would go there, global, you would create my new skill, global, And then you would control the skill level by the value of the global. So after you have done whatever it is you're supposed to do, created 3 scrolls, your inscription skill went +1. And then if you wanted ways to keep track of that, that's where you would have an item. When you equip or when you activate the items, it tells you the value of that global, therefore the value of your skills. That was pretty good, but it had nothing to do with how you level up. Whereas nowadays with our custom skills, they appear on our character sheet, which feels, right. Depending on the attribute, I believe they count as miscellaneous skills when it comes to leveling up. So they can influence your attributes as well. It would be great to be able to pick them as my major and minor skills. I don't think it's doable, but you know me. What do I know about code? Nothing. Just know you have to be careful with brackets and commas. That's all I know. You need an if and an end if. That's where it goes. Instead of your class deciding your skills should decide your class. Oh, that would be so lovely. I really like that idea. In fact, what game was it? Now, I was thinking of Wizardry, where... How was it? Your skills would progress as you use them, I think, and then on level up you could increase them. No, but I think there was a game. I can't think of it right now. I just love the idea. I love the idea of like even taking a mod like ahead of the classes. Where are you? Here. Ahead of the classes, which arguably today has the greatest number of classes. So have a mod like that, and then based on the skills and things, after the player has played for a bit, and say, well, based on your skills you should be this and that. Heroes of Might and Magic did that. Yeah, because you would select your skills, and then when you had all of them you would be a something or something. You might be right, Skink. You might be right. The problem is in the game, realistically, what is the thing you do the most? It's going to be your favorite type of spell, like School of Magic. You're likely to use destruction or a weapon. When you begin, this is what you're gonna do. Possibly speechcraft and mercantile. But from the beginning, are you going to barter a lot? No, you have very little items and very little money. You see what I mean? Like the things you do the most in the game, at least at the beginning, might not reflect the class that you really imagine yourself to be. But I like the idea very much. Or okay, how about that? Leave the classes alone. This is what it's part of the character creation, and I like that. But do something like in lots of MMORPGs, titles. How about that? How about titles? Certain titles unlock when your skill reaches level 75. I guess 75 means you're really dedicated. Other titles unlock when you have 2 skills that reach level 75. You see what I mean? I think that would be totally doable. And that could be fun. And then you can choose to have your title or not. It might even do absolutely nothing in your game. In fact, I don't mind that at all. That might be something that goes with the save box achievement framework. Yeah, but with the achievement frameworks, you get You kind of. It's the name of the achievement. Not always like a title. But yeah, it could be, but you know, have yet another box in there, title, and you choose the one that you want to have. I don't know. But you're right. Maybe it's a little too close and not worth having a whole new system on top of it just to have a title when you can already see some of the achievements that you have. Okay, we have done the poet. Let's take a look at the next class. The Baron. Barons come from high-profile backgrounds, with many having originated from royalty in High Rock. Trained to be skilled in most one-handed weaponry and many scholarly pursuits, Barons are also educated in the etiquette of the upper-class social interaction and gossip. Character class. Speechcraft, long blade, short blade, heavy armor, alchemy. Why not? It's like, that's what we were saying, right? At some point you need 10 skills and they can't all make perfect sense for the class you have in mind. Mysticism, marksman, ancient, block, blunt. A request. Is it possible to give some reputation points to new reputable classes? Interesting, I like that. Probably. Okay, I would actually have to, again, ask Merlord and ask him to possibly edit the code so I can add a new table that gives reputation. I do like the idea very much though. I really, really, really like that. Because if we look at the list of classes, where am I going to find my list of classes? Too many classes. But some of them, Really Attic, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. The Acrobat would have none. The Agent, if they do their job properly, would have none. But things like the Diplomat, Royalty, anyone with a public station, really should start with reputation. And Rengarian, thank you so much for the follow to both of you. I should start the slots mini game that I always forget. Here we go. 4 minutes. Just for you. Just for you. I really like that. So, because I can't do it myself right now for sure, but I'm going to shoot Merlord a PM. I don't want to imagine being Merlord and waking up in the morning and having 50 different messages, some of them bug reports, some of them requests. Question: how hard would it be to give certain classes from ahead of the classes a few reputation points? I've sent the question. We'll find out what happens. Oh, I'm so sorry. When you first come in, you have no points. It's a fact. But I should be able to make it rain for you. And it is possible to give septims to the others. I really just don't remember. It's just too many comments. It's so sad. Septims, make it rain.
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Oh, the cat is gone again. I did not even realize. Welcome back, Marks. My bot is just acting out a little bit today, isn't it? Bye bye, camera, because the cat is gone. I really love that idea, Joseph. Super, super neat. Though reputation as a baker. Yeah. Makes the best bread ever. A banker could have a point of reputation, for example. But I would definitely be a nice little bonus for certain classes. Yeah, sneaky cat, crazy. Mostly I'm not really like I said, I don't look at the stream. Like I look at my screen and I look at the chat, but I don't look at what you see. I'm like, that's not even interesting. Who cares? I should keep an eye from time to time though. What mod? We are currently updating ahead of the classes. I should. There we go. But we're starting again. Never mind, that's fine. We're currently looking at ahead of the classes, and we've done a couple of edits. Let's clean up a bit. What I want to do right now is to take into account those new classes from Pikachu No. Because some of them really look quite interesting. Looking at the Baron, I think it is quite similar to my Diplomat class. Also, something that Slot is bored? Oh well. Oh well. I wish Crusader wasn't named like that. What would you name the Crusader? Because hang on, Crusader is a vanilla class. So actually I wouldn't edit a vanilla class to change the name. A Zealot. It's not exactly the same thing though. I like the idea of a Zealot class. Like I think of a Zealot as a extremely motivated, possibly very narrow-minded priest. Would that fit as a definition of a Zealot? Very true that a Crusader is very strongly associated with Christianism. But then again, in fantasy games, the term is used, you know, not specifically for Christianism. I get what you mean. Like if you look at the word, it is really a knight, a Christian knight that goes and fight for his religion. We're not going to get into the discussion of the plundering and actually making it a very lucrative business.
Hey, you know, a crusader could be a knight of an entirely different religion obsessed with crosses.
We never know. I heard a sad little meow.
Oh, he's always sad little meows.
Oh, sad little meow. Latte. Qu'est-on?
It's him.
So I won't change it. Believe it or not, I am actually baptized. That's a long story.
Can you tell me now?
And worst of all, I chose to be baptized. I don't know. Hang on. You want to see the... Oh, let me go. I want to run. I want to catch things. Like my tail. It's been escaping me for so long. Isn't that right, Latte? But anyway, that's a different thing. Simply, as you grow up, you learn more about history, cultures, and things, and you realize, regardless of your country, I think, regardless of your country, the things you're taught at school, let's say that everybody has a different way of telling the story, and in your school, the stories are told in a way that it looks rather good for your country, possibly the dominant religion in the country, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's many things I'm not happy about. Different topic though. So let's get back to modding, because guys, it's almost 12 o'clock and I can't even say that I've updated 2 mods. I've updated one, and the second one I updated before realizing I had already updated it. So it's not great, let's say. So we could have done better. Ahead of the classes, the Necromancer I really wanted to do, and as I am looking at the classes, I'm thinking we need to look at the. This is a Baron, and I like those classes. Don't get me wrong. Caravan Trader, College Initiate, Grunt, Imperial Archivist, Orsimer Tribesman. I like them. I got a feeling that maybe they're going to overlap a lot with the classes that I already have, because, well, because I have like 100 of them. Like Vampire Hunter. Hunter, Poacher. Yeah, I have a Vampire Hunter. So, I mean, this one is a Night Stalker. Sorry, it's an actual vampire. Maybe I don't have that. I don't know, is it redundant to create a loadout for these? Some of them I can make a little more interesting. There's a lot for the vampires. I can make a little more interesting shadow scale. It's Argonian, so I can look for Argonian related items. We don't have that many. When it says Red Guard, I can add a couple of like Red Guard wearables. Same thing with the, I think it's those that I find really interesting. Then the more general ones, like a pirate, I already have a pirate. The loadout is practically the same. The Baron is very similar to my Diplomat as well. Trader, we already have Trader. I believe there's also, what's the other type? Pawnbroker. I mean, this is a caravan trader. I guess they are a little more geared towards combat. Food for thoughts. Food for thoughts. But, and I'm really sorry, we haven't modded all that much. What are you saying, Skink? Here we are masochistic on a national level, in the way that in fact, no, don't tell me. I don't think I want to know. I don't want to know. Humphrey, hey, hello. Dagothor and his legion of ash vampires are the good guys. That's one of the things about Morrowind. Like, can you say for sure that Dagothor is the bad guy in the story? Some could say he's as much a victim as Nerevar. Can we say that? And Alexia is the worst character in the story. A lot of people think so. Is she really? Like, it's all those questions and doubts about what truly happened and who's good and who's bad that make the game interesting. So there you have it. But anyway, I was going to say, guys, it's almost 12 o'clock, and even though I knew I wouldn't get too far, in fact, I actually got more ideas for new mods, which is typical. There's one thing I want to show you. I really, really want, we're not making any changes to that. This, don't mind the noise, there's a hyper kitten. This we're keeping, this I'm gonna have to finish updating. I don't want that. This I think I will add those classes. But what I want to show you, and I believe, yes. How many of you remember Nem? I can show you the mod page. Tell me if that rings a bell. Fargos was the main villain. No, Fargos is the main victim. Do you remember this mod? Apoapps was putting together like a large collection of mods, tweaking a lot of things really. Do you remember that? Has anyone ever tried it? I was reminded of it recently because I was talking with Darknut, and he mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, I have forgotten about that. And so I looked at it again. And if you look at, or can we see, can you show us maybe manual install? If you look at the contents of the mod, see it includes MCP and MGE. Damo Boy, thank you so much for the follow. So the mod and better music system. It was really trying like a whole gameplay overhaul, and we know now that it's not a good idea to put MCP and MGE in your mod because it has updates. So we're going to leave that aside. But then it added a whole bunch of new items from other mods, which is fine. It changes a number of things on character creation. It tweaks what other mods have done, tweaks the birth sign, tweaks the races and things, but it's an overall thing, so we'll leave it at that. Adds new races taken from other race mods, changes the combat mostly by tweaking the value of the armor and the weapons, but also added an injury system that was really cool. Did I make a Lotro challenge? Yeah, that was me, Skink. Which I think I would like to play it again, to be fair. When we played it, we played as Gandalf and we were taking Fargoth to the Red Mountain. And I would play it again because I've changed the mods for it and it would be so much better. It was, for anyone who's curious, the Lord of the Ring challenge. And I also made such beautiful art for it. It was like peak of my Photoshop skills. I am starting to have quite a few things on my blog. To throw him in the volcano, yes. That was, it's based on lore, I want to say. Where are you? This is my Harry Potter challenge, so we're not too far. There it is. That's the up. There we go. The Middle-earth challenge, where this is really small, where you choose who you play at, and depending on what you do, you have perks and handicaps. If you know me, you're not surprised about that. Look at that, this is so pretty. And to win, you have a number of goals to accomplish. And that's what it is. And then I listed a few other mods that make it even more fun. But yeah, I'll defend this. Look at that. Photoshop. I'm so proud. so proud of myself. Maybe not. Okay, let's not. But anyway, Nem. And I was looking at it. Some of it is graphic, changes the settings for a lot of things. What I really, the diseases was good, herbalism, a lot of it is out of date because that was more than 5 years ago and things have changed a lot since then. However, at the time, 2015, I think that was a very viable option for an overhaul, but I looked at the README and then I saw something about the new car gen, and there's one thing that I really like, and that's what I'm gonna show you. I've already changed it though. I'm gonna tweak it so it pops up in game and you can see it immediately. NIM, new car gen. What it does is it had a whole new car gen where you start in an imperial jail and the guards tell you to follow them and they take you to the boat and then you arrive in Satanin. The car gen itself was actually well done. Nowadays I really prefer something that gives you a lot of options, right? go. Part of the card gen, you could choose a patron saint or a patron god. So right now the script that triggers the choice, I've made it a start script, meaning when I load my game, boom, it's going to happen immediately. That's not how you want to trigger a script in your game, to happen as soon as the game is loaded. But that will be fine. Yes, I know about that. Sure. Fargoth is the sniveling lord of patheticness. Guide him to crater of Dagoth ore and toss him in to save the world from total destruction. Makes sense, right? Makes complete sense. Obviously, in the Lord of the Ring challenge, Fargoth is Frodo. So here it is. It asks you the gods you want to worship, and say you can worship someone from the tribunal, and you say, I want to worship Saint Veloth the Pilgrim. And from level 1, you get a perk. So here I get natural charisma, personality, and speechcraft. Neat. And that's added there. But then, as you level up, there we go. As you level up, this is what happens at level 5, I think. Your chosen god or saint will give you an extra ability. And there's 4 or 5 of them for each deity. So I clicked all of them very quickly, but see, I got this. I think judgment came from it as well. And I really, really like that. I think I will go as far as saying that I prefer it. I think I prefer it to By the Divine. By the Divine has the huge advantage of offering you tons of deity, Daedra, princes to worship, which is nice. Personally, I don't know all of them, so when we create the character, we're like, well, oh no, this is for Norse, oh no, this is for Bosmers, oh lucky, this is for a red god, I'm a red god. So it's, I mean, at the same time, we're discovering them, and if you use that mod long enough, then you'll finally remember that Reman might be a Nord person, Orke is RK, but for the, I forgot, maybe the Khajiit, like, you can learn about it, which is cool. The disadvantage of MTR's mod, which once again I'm using and I love, so you take that with a grain of salt. The disadvantage is that the bonus that you get, some of them, it's not something to keep the game balanced. Like, the balance of the game has not really been taken into consideration. So some of them are just a little too good. And I have a feeling that very often, to try and make the abilities not too strong, personality is taken away. Or maybe that's more with the races that I see that. So this is what it is. But then, you know, you create your character, you choose one, you get a bonus, and then you forget about it. Whereas the version, the NEM part where you choose your deity, you have a lot less to choose from, but you've seen it. You get all the tribunal, including Nerevar and Veloth. You get 6 Daedra, the anticipation, aka the good Daedra, and then you get the bad Daedra. And you know, sure, it doesn't put Perit, for example, but Perit is not in Morrowind. It's not there. So sure, you can say, oh, I'm a worshipper of Perit, but what do you do with that? You can't go to a shrine, you can't do the quest for Perit. Of course, you can roleplay all of that. What I'm saying, to be able to worship absolutely every single Daedra when there's nothing in the game that lets you do that, maybe personally I think I'm happier with a smaller list, but I can actually go to the shrine, or whatever, the shrine, the statue, the whatever you want, and worship those deities. And the other advantage with Apoapsis NEM module is just a single module there, is the fact that as I level up, I go, ooh, I got something new. So I feel like you enjoy it longer. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. What do you think? I mean, guys. And none for atheist. I think you can not pick anyone. That's also an option. Just don't pick anyone and be done with it. But hey. So that is, I'm gonna try really hard to update a few more mods, but then I really want to work on this religious patron mod. I think it has really, really good potential. I like it. I personally edit out all the non-Morrowind lore-friendly and anti-Arcadian trilogy, right? Well, in that case, you wouldn't have to do that. Then, I'm not entirely sure on how to implement this. Right now, there's a script that will fire the choice. Originally, in NEM gameplay, that would fire at some point. Oh, this is so nice. Yes to all. That would fire when you do your character generation, which is something that I could do quite easily. At the same time, there's so many things that are triggered when you create your, there's the Cajun mod, there's the religion, there's the culture, there's the lineage, there's MCA if you have it, Nom if you have it, Ashfall if you have it. And sometimes when you have too many of those, like they all fire at the same time and one gets completely cancelled and you don't get to choose the options. That's happened quite a lot for me. So I'm not sure about that. Then I was thinking maybe there is, and I might do that actually. What is it called? Faith in Vardenfell? Is that the name of the book? Or various varieties, there we go, varieties of faith. Then I think maybe having a little script. The first time you read about the variety of faith, then you can pick a patron. Meaning, if you're an atheist, if your character is an atheist, then you're not going to read about the varieties of faith. Like you don't have to pick a god or a saint or a Daedra from the beginning. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Another way to implement that, and listen carefully because I'm gonna want your opinion. Option 1, Khajiit. Option 2, variety of faith. The first time you read it, you get asked the question. Option 3 is via dialogue, and so when you talk to a member of the temple, the member of the temple will say, do you have a patron saint? Yes, it's Nerevar. Or yes, it's Almalexia. When you talk to the Imperial cult, they would say, right, which saint which of the 9 divine do you wish to devote yourself to? You see, so, and then when you go to a Daedric shrine, so these would happen when you talk to people of that particular faith. A bit more complicated to implement, but also doable. The script should definitely allow to cancel if you just want to read the book. The script would run once anyway. So the first time you activate the book, you get to pick a faith or not. Oblivion? No, Morrowind. The first time you open the book, but then the second time it will be open normally and you'll be able to read as intended. Thoughts? You like option 2 and 3, so not Kargen, either the book or when talking to representatives of the faith. Okay, I'll have to think about it. For now, on my to-do list, hopefully I won't have that much time before I have to work, but I will try to push the update for ahead of the classes, unless I hear from Merlors and he tells me that it is possible to add the disposition and 2 that he's willing and has the time. That's actually three different things. If there's a chance to add the disposition buff for certain classes, then I will delay publishing the mod again so that I can put everything I want in there. But that's how it is. Okay, guys, we've updated one mod. That's it. What have you done for the last 3 hours? I've updated a mod. What about you? Card or book, because the saints are in your heart. Yeah, we mean reputation. Oh, very possible, but like I know how to, with Morrowind script and with dialogue, I know how to give reputation points. That's easy. But for ahead of the classes, everything is done through Lua. Therefore, it's not exactly, you can't just throw in a line of Morrowind script. Oh, I want that. Yeah, I wish you could do that. You can't throw in a line of Morrowind script in the middle of a Lua card. I don't think, at least right now, it's just not an option. So I don't know how to do that, to put it together with and also the other thing you said, but fine, do it in the construction set. Sure, I will be able to do it for the classes that are defined in my Ahead of the Classes plugin, but then I have also a number of classes that are from other mods. For example, the Astrologer is not in Ahead of the Classes. Ahead of the Classes will be able to give you a special loadout if you have that class, but the class comes from a different mod. So with my Ahead of the Classes plugin, I couldn't give you reputation as an astrologer if I wanted to. I have to think about it and all that. Until then, guys, let's see who is doing what. Do we have, there's me playing Morrowind. True. Something in Russian and a rerun. Ah, that's no good. Oh, well, I think exceptionally I am... Oh, fine. Yes, I got it. We're gonna go and say hello to Tonksies. She's doing Skyrim, actually. Why not? Come on, don't go like Skyrim. What? I know some of you play and enjoy Skyrim, and there's really nothing wrong with that. So, let me set this up. I think I've done it right. Puke. That's a bit extreme, Skink. Come on. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I heard a follow. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. We'll see you on Sunday. Sunday we really ought to be playing, but if I'm really in the in the modding mood, I might mod, but I promise more modding, less talking. Maybe, possibly, I think. Anyway, until then, you take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.